This woman spent a year and a half trading up objects, starting with a bobby pin until she traded for a house, which she decided to give to a deserving teen, until she steps foot in the home again and is utterly devastated.
Did you hear about Shay and the trade house drama? Oh my gosh.
Let's talk about the Trade Me project and how giving away a house ended up with the original owner of the house in tears and the winner banned from the property.
In order to protect Shay, I had decided not to post anything about this entire situation, but now it's time to come with the receipts.
And everybody's debating on whose side they're on.
It all started when Demi Skipper decided to try something out of the ordinary to keep busy during the pandemic in 2020. So, on May 18th of that year, she started up a TikTok page called Trade Me Project and posted her first video.
Like everyone else in quarantine right now, I'm looking to do something a little crazy for my friends on TikTok. So here's the plan. I'm trading a bobby pin up until I get a house.
But she wasn't the first person to come up with this idea.
You think I'm crazy? In 2006, someone traded a red paperclip up until they got a house. So let's do it.
The rules are simple. I can't trade with anyone I know, I can't spend any money, and I can't trade back if I make a mistake.
People were intrigued, and her page quickly gained attention and jumped to 3 million followers in just a single month. Everyone tagging along as she shared how she had traded her way from a single bobby pin to a pair of earrings to 4 margarita glasses to a vacuum cleaner, a snowboard to an Apple TV, Bose noise-canceling wireless headphones to an Xbox One to a MacBook Pro, a Canon T6 to a pair of Nike Blazers to Nike Hyperdunks to a pair of Nike Reverse shattered blackboards to an iPhone 11 Pro Max to a 2008 Dodge Grand Caravan, a brand new boosted board to a 15-inch MacBook Pro, all the way to an electric bike food cart. And she didn't stop there. But how was she able to do this? Go from a single hairpin to a $4,000 item?
The number one question I get is about how I actually find people to trade with. So this is nothing fancy, it's just Facebook Marketplace. I'll pick San Francisco as my city, and then I go to a price range and I'll pick a little bit higher than the item I have. After that, I pick a category. So maybe it's cameras or bikes, and then I start reaching out to people. So I reach out to thousands of people on Facebook Marketplace who are selling. And then once they reply back, I'll see if they're interested in trading. Some other tips for trading are that typically people don't like to trade within the same category. So if I have a MacBook, no one's going to trade me for a better MacBook because that trade just doesn't make sense for them. Second, people like to stay within name brands. So if they recognize the name brand of the item, they'll typically trade for it. If it's something really obscure they've never heard of, it's usually a harder trade. Third, make sure you do your research. Get videos, photos, make sure it's real, make sure no pieces are missing, and it's exactly what you expect.
Following all these tips and tricks she learned along the way, Demi was able to jump from a bobby pin to an electric bike food cart, all the way to a $6,500 2006 Mini Cooper convertible. But she wasn't finished yet. She was still determined to get all the way to a house. And along the way, her followers, which had grown to reach 4.5 million, were pretty supportive. This is so awesome. I actually saw a video about this on Facebook and I had to find you on TikTok. I'm so invested in this, LMAO. Amazing, stoked to see the next trade. MacBook Pro dude, that came from a freaking bobby pin? So she didn't give up after acquiring the Mini Cooper. Demi traded that for something much smaller but worth a lot more.
It is a diamond and sapphire necklace worth, according to a jeweler, $19,500. Insane.
This necklace has 1 giant sapphire and 127 individual diamonds, adding up to 7.38 carats.
This is definitely going to be my hardest trade yet, so let's blow this video up, and more importantly, let's get this house.
Or was it? It turns out this whole trade project wasn't as easy and straightforward as she had bargained for.
In my last trade, I made a serious mistake. I traded a Mini Cooper convertible for what I thought was a $19,500 necklace, but in reality, after trying to trade it, I realized it wasn't what I thought at all.
This guy had to back out after the jeweler told us the difference between the appraised price and the real retail value.
I then went to tons of jewelry stores to have them look at the piece a little bit closer and let me know what the retail value actually was. All of them, after going to about 10, said it was about $2,500.
But even after this setback, Demi wasn't ready to give up her goal of trading from a bobby pin all the way up to a house. So she kept going. She looked for another tradable item in the new price range of $2,500 and made a deal on a Peloton V3 exercise bike. From there, she traded the Peloton for a 2006 Ford Mustang GT Deluxe with 204,000 miles on it. She was then able to trade the Mustang for a 2011 Jeep Patriot Sport with 145,000 miles. And after 6 months of lots of work, setbacks, negotiations, and impressive trades, Demi finally had a house with her next trade.
I traded the Jeep for a brand new Wildbound tiny cabin.
The trade really is unbelievable.
Just not quite the house she was reaching for just yet.
While technically it's not the house, it's definitely a step in the right direction.
So she kept on trading, determined to get that house. And next, she traded the tiny cabin for a Honda CR-V with only 140,000 miles on it. Next, she traded that for 3 tractors and then the tractors for a Chipotle celebrity card.
This card gives you Chipotle every day for a whole year, and also a catered dinner for $50. There are only a few of these cards in existence, and only given out to celebrities and superfans chosen by Chipotle. I knew this trade was worth it, so I traded the Chipotle celebrity card for an off-the-grid trailer worth $40,000.
That's right, Demi had made it from a single bobby pin to this big trade, but she still wasn't finished yet, and followers didn't quite get it. The tiny house was literally a house. You did it. The cabin is a house, though. I would have kept the tiny cabin. Demi's goal all along was to have a house, a real house. So she kept going until she finally got there.
Okay, we're walking up to it. This feels so surreal. Okay, can I look? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I can't believe it. A year and a half of trading a single bobby pin until I get a house. And I've done it. And look at it. This just shows you it's possible.
Demi actually did it. After all her hard work and hours of looking for trades, coordinating transportation of items, setbacks, and criticism, she finally had a house. And understandably, people were amazed. You literally traded a bobby pin for a house. You did that. I am in awe. Been here since day one and I'm crying. Huge congrats, friend. This is incredible. Here's what the house looked like inside.
This is my house. Enter, please.
You walk through the front door and you're immediately in the main living room of the house with wall-to-wall hardwood floors. Next, just off the living room is the kitchen, with enough room for a small table, but definitely in need of some new cabinets and counters. Going to the back of the house is the first bedroom with new carpet and a big-sized closet, followed by the second bedroom down the hall, with also a good-sized closet and a great view out the windows to the backyard. Lastly is the bathroom with a tub. It's definitely dated, but can be fixed up to be really beautiful.
She announced that she, her husband, and their dog would be moving from their home in San Francisco to Clarksville, Tennessee, where it is located to complete a full renovation on the home. But what Demi decided to do with this house is why we're here today. Unfortunately, sometimes good deeds don't go unpunished.
I've decided I want to change someone else's life, just like Trade Me Project has changed mine. So today, I'm announcing that I'm officially trading this house for a bobby pin.
That's right. After all her hard work, Demi decided to pass the house on to someone else who needed it more. She even announced that with that new bobby pin, she would be starting the process all over again.
I want to hear your stories and have you nominate people who you think need this house the most. So throw me a follow and let's give away this house.
So she explained the rules on how to enter.
All you have to do to enter is 1, make a video that starts with I want the Trade Me Project house and tell me why. And 2, use the hashtag Let's Trade This House and tag me. A video with 0 likes and views can still win. It's all about who needs it most.
And when one commenter asked, what if we don't want to tell our story all over TikTok? How can we share our story to you? Demi responded, explaining, thanks for this. This is such a good point. You can email ihaveatrade@trademeproject.com. And with that, the entries rolled in and one lucky winner was chosen.
Here's the story of how I gave away the house.
And I'm here to tell you that the house is yours.
I read over 2,000 emails from everyone who wanted to trade for the Trade Me Project house. One email really stood out to me. Now I am driving to Pennsylvania to surprise her to let her know that she is the new owner of the house. So we're standing in an alley right outside of her house, and I'm about to call her. I'm going to tell her that there's a package outside, and then we're going to walk around the corner and see if we can find her.
Hello?
Hi, is this Shay?
Yes, it is.
This is Demi from Trade Me Project. How are you?
Yes, how are you?
Oh, great. Did you, by chance, get a, package that I mailed? Hi! Oh, we're here! Hi! We came all the way here because I felt like I wanted to see you in person, and I'm here to tell you that the house is yours.
There's no way.
Yes, it's yours.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Oh my god. Yes. This is so unreal. Oh my gosh.
yeah, a whole house. And like no rent, no mortgage, no nothing. Like after the surprise, Shay and I hung out, got pizza, and then made the trade. Shay is an absolutely incredible person.
I am honestly lost at words. I don't know what to say. So let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I am 18. I am living with my friend. I was very fortunate for them to open their home to me. Let me just explain why I'm in this situation. So, when I was 2 years old, I lost my mom. She was in a car accident. I continued staying at home with my dad. He fell into depression. And on top of that, he was diagnosed with bladder cancer. In 2016, he lost his battle of depression and he overdosed and took his life. I was then moved to Pennsylvania with my grandparents, with my sister. A year later, my grandpa died, leaving my grandmother to take care of us, which was really hard because she wasn't able to walk. She had some medical issues, and she needed a hip replacement, but they wouldn't do the procedure because of her weight.
Shay continued to share that her grandmother came down with pneumonia in 2019, was put in hospital, and then transferred to a care home to recover. In that time, Shay remained living with her uncle in her grandmother's home.
He was the type of person who let drugs and alcohol take over his life, so he was not very nice to me. So I didn't really have a present, adult. It was all on my own, basically. I could not take it. I made police reports, I made children youth calls, and nobody would hear me out as much as I cried for help. They just saw me as a teenager being dramatic and trying to seek for attention, unfortunately. That same month, my grandmother was discharged from the nursing home, and that gave me a little bit of hope, and I thought that maybe it would switch its act up a bit and everything would be good. Unfortunately, that was not the case. I still continued to stay there up until October 21. I broke my ground. I moved out. I couldn't stand it anymore. So that's where I'm at now.
It really sounded like Shay had a hard go of it, and Demi had made the choice to trade the home with someone deserving. People were happy with the selection Demi had made. Thank you for picking a single young woman who could use this. Too often we're overlooked for people with families. No way, this girl lives like 30 minutes from me. That's so amazing. Congrats, Shay. OMG, Shay, if you're seeing this, you're so strong. I can't imagine how hard it is to lose so many loved ones. You deserve this. And their relationship ended up going beyond that of just trading the house for a bobby pin. Demi and her husband drove all the way back up to Pennsylvania to attend Shay's college graduation.
I couldn't be prouder to know Shay and to be there for her when she graduated.
She even created a place where people following along on the story could donate to Shay's college fund.
To help her accomplish her dream of being able to afford college, I've linked her college fund below.
It really did seem like the two were forming a lasting friendship. a sentiment many comments echoed. "Ah, this is how families are created. You're amazing. You made a friend for life and she made a big sister for life." But it would seem that not everyone agreed with Demi's selection of who to gift the house to for the price of a single bobby pin, and she couldn't help but reply to one comment in particular and take the time to clear some things up. The comment wrote, "Okay, so y'all gave a house to a high schooler in a city full of homeless people?"
I never reply to these kinds of comments, but I've seen a few of them similar to this, so I felt like I needed to reply. You're never allowed to speculate or to pass judgment on someone else's situation. And just because someone is in high school or just because they're anything, you are not allowed to judge their situation and say it's not as bad or not as good because it's not your life and you don't know. And in these moments where somebody gets something really awesome like a house, it's just so negative to come back and say that they were not deserving of this because you just don't know their situation. So that's it. This person really deserves the house, and that's all that should matter.
And commenters were on Demi's side. She literally gave someone a house for free, and people are still mad. Plus, it was your house to give, so who cares what people think? I mean, hey, at least she's not going to be homeless, shaking my head. This person clearly didn't think to educate herself on why this girl got chosen. Go watch the video. Demi went above and beyond for the Trade Me project, and Shay in particular. She wanted everything to be perfect for her, from a backyard makeover.
Backyard at the Trade Me Project house went from this to this.
To a full renovation of the inside and outside of the house.
First, we fixed the problems with the foundation. We pulled up all the old flooring and then replaced the rotted floor joists. Then, we expanded this opening between the kitchen and the living room. It made it feel so much bigger. Next, we gave the entire house a brand new coat of paint. And last, we laid down brand new floors. We laid out the plan for what the new kitchen would look like, including the brand new appliances. With a lot of work, we installed everything to match the plan, giving us our brand new kitchen. This kitchen has come so far. New counters, new cabinets, sink, appliances. I honestly can't believe what we were able to do. Shay is gonna love it. Today, we're adding new AC and heat, a new roof, and brand new siding.
She even fully furnished the inside for Shay to feel at home.
So today, we're picking out a bunch of furniture for the house. So we just got literally every piece of furniture we think Shay is going to need for the house. Hopefully it all fits in the car.
The car is officially filled.
And made it as safe and secure as possible for her.
So we finished all of the interiors of the house, but the most important thing for me is that our house is as safe as possible. So I chatted with ADT and we installed everything Shay would need to make her feel safe. We got sensors on all the doors and windows, outdoor cameras, smoke alarms, smart door lock, the ADT command panel which controls everything, including the temperature, and the Google Nest doorbell. Moving to a new place can be pretty scary, but I'm so thankful that Shay will feel secure in her new home.
Eventually, Shay was able to move into her newly renovated, safe, furnished home.
Today, Shay is finally seeing her new house for the first time.
Wow. That is just so beautiful, isn't it? Wow. This is great.
Right?
Oh, great.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, the puppers are gonna love that. I was so nervous this whole time. Oh my gosh.
Are you overwhelmed?
I'm very overwhelmed. It's unbelievable, actually.
I couldn't be there when Shay arrived, so we chatted on the phone.
Yeah, we're in the house. Oh my gosh, wow. This is amazing. Oh my gosh.
To help Shay fill the house with everything she needs, I've left an Amazon wish list in my bio. Thank you to everyone who made this journey possible. Welcome home, Shay.
And on top of that Amazon wish list for donations to be sent to help Shay out, Demi wasn't finished with giving to Shay.
Now that Shay has officially gotten the house, I have one more big surprise left.
Wow.
Throughout the renovation, Shutterfly and Spoonflower have been there to give us tons of things to make our house feel more like home. But this surprise is our biggest yet. After Shay explored the house, I let her know that there was one big package left to open.
Have you opened the box yet?
No.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? There's no way. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. This is just crazy.
Shay will now have $10,000 to start her new life in Tennessee.
So, if in 2022 she put so much thought, time, and effort into making the home perfect for Shay, arranged to gift her $10,000, and it seems they were creating a lasting friendship, then why did someone make a comment in April of this year that says, "Hi, I'm from the future. Don't give Shay the house. Thank me later"? Obviously, this commenter knows something that Demi from 2022 didn't. But what could have happened to make them advise against her even giving Shay the house at all? Well, flash forward to April 2024, when Shay got onto TikTok and shared this video that reads, "When I literally won a house from a TikToker but then was later banned from the property." That's right. According to Shay, Demi had banned her from setting foot on the property. But how could this have happened? Everything had been going so well. The friendship, the house, and all that came with it. So what changed? Apparently, Shay decided to share some details with her followers.
Shay posted in her comments explaining the situation, and she said that when she moved into the house, there was black mold everywhere. She also said that the deed was never given to her, and she said that Demi was holding her packages hostage and that she was not being allowed to go back to the house.
Demi had continued posting regular coverage of the second season of her Trade Me project, but when Shay shared this TikTok, negative comments began flooding her posts and she decided she couldn't sit by and let the slander continue.
Hi guys, in the last 24 hours you might have seen this video. In order to protect Shay, I had decided not to post anything about this entire situation, but now it's time to come with the receipts.
And come with the receipts she did. Demi proceeded to go over text and video evidence of a story the public had no idea about and shed light on the whole situation.
Shay moved into the house. She brought her boyfriend, her boyfriend's mom, and all of her animals. Everything seemed great. She sent me a video. It looked perfect. But on July 31st, 2022, so a little bit more than a month later, I got this strange message.
But a little over a month later, Demi shared in the video that she got a message from someone who lived next door that said, "I know you don't know me. I live across the street on Daniel Street." Reason for the message? A lot of packages are outside of the house getting wet. Shocked by the message and concerned for the products that people had gifted to Shay through the Amazon wish list getting damaged in the rain, Demi replied back asking them if they wouldn't mind putting the packages in the backyard under the stairs for her. She then reached out to Shay to see what was going on.
When I messaged Shay about it that same day, she said, quote, "I'm trying to find a flight back to Clarksville."
Demi found someone on Instagram who lived in the area and was willing to pick up the packages and keep them at her place until Shay was able to return to collect them.
But this is where things really start to go downhill.
Through August and September, she would message Shay, and Shay would say, "Oh, I'll be home later tonight, and I'll send pictures tomorrow."
On September 27th, it had been almost 2 months of storing Shay's packages with no sense that she would return.
So, she and the woman who had been storing all of the packages decided that they would donate all of them to Goodwill.
On October 6th, 2022, it had been 4 months since she had been at the house, and I asked her if she had ever planned to return. And I'll actually look over and read this directly because this is like a little bit heartbreaking. So she told me she was a bit overwhelmed, which I completely understood by the situation, and that she had gone back to Pennsylvania. Totally fine. So I replied, "Oh my gosh, I totally get it. That seems so reasonable. Either way, I'm so proud of you and you'll figure it out. In the meantime, I don't mind managing everything that comes up. I'll have the grass cut for the next year. I just want to make sure you're okay. And that if you need anything, you can get it."
6 months later, Demi messaged Shay again, this time to let her know that she needed to transfer everything into her name.
She replied that she needed to think about it. She was sorry about all the poor communication. So I continued to let all of this go. We talked February, March, April, May, all the way through August. She continued to say that she was moving back in. We were giving her time, but she never moved back in. So August 13th, 2023, I actually went down to Clarksville to see what was happening with this house. She hadn't been there in 14 months, and this is where things get insane. We got to the house, and the house was completely ruined. Everything inside, but essentially there was pee on the ground. All of the garbage that had been used in the month that she was there was jammed into closets. So you can imagine what it looks like after 14 months. I've never seen anything like this. I cried in the front yard of the house. just can't imagine that somebody would do this. And after 14 months of me talking with her this entire time and her saying she was moving back, we're just waiting, we just needed more time. And I honestly believed that.
Demi went on to share more footage of the state of the house, and she was shaken.
Let me take the truck. We might have some in the truck.
I'm like actually so sad for her, like so sad for the house and the journey, and like, I just like don't know who to be sadder for. This is so fucking stupid.
That same day, I then messaged Shay and told her I was devastated that she had ruined the house, and she apologized.
The messages that Demi shared between herself and Shay from that day read, "Hi, I stopped by the house today and was really shocked by the condition. I'm not sure if you're going to reply, but I'm pretty devastated. If I don't hear from you, I'm going to assume that due to the property damage, health, safety violations in the house, you understand you will no longer have access to the property or anything in it, and the house will remain in my name as my property. I just don't know how you left it like this after all this." To which Shay replied, "That's understandable. I appreciate everything you did," adding that she had left a window open and, "I am 19 and lost and confused about being an adult, and I don't know what I'm doing about anything right now. And I didn't know what to do. I'm sorry about everything." Demi thanked her for replying and simply said, "I'm just sad this is the state you left it in." Shay wrote, "I'm very upset and disappointed in myself as well." Demi and her husband proceeded to spend the next 24 hours cleaning the home and trying to restore it to the state they had left it in when it was given to Shay.
Cleaning maggots and trash and everything that was left there.
Demi had all of these texts and video proof of the damage that was done to the home for almost a year before posting it in April 2024. So why didn't she share it with her followers earlier?
But I decided it wasn't worth it from a human perspective for me to get views and show this damage when clearly this is a person that has a lot going on in their life. I felt if I posted it that people would attack her. And in some ways, I still wanted to try to protect her. Like, it's really sad now that it's come to this. But I figured I owed you guys every receipt, every screenshot, all the things that have happened in the last year and a half with this house. Just so you can understand.
People were very sympathetic to the situation after hearing her side of the story and understood all of Demi's hard work and care that she had shown to Shay. "You handled this so well. As a single mom who would have spent the rest of my life crying gratitude if someone did this for me, I'm so sorry your kindness was treated like this. As someone who is probably never going to be a homeowner due to the sheer housing prices, this breaks my heart. She did that in a month? That's crazy, OMG. I would have taken amazing care of a house that was gifted to me. I'm so sorry she did that to you, OMG. I'm sad that you're being villainized after being so kind to someone. Hope you're well." The worst thing is she could have respectfully declined the house offer once she realized she couldn't maintain it. "I'm so sorry this happened. I know how dedicated you were to making this house amazing from behind the scenes, and this is so devastating. Please let me know if I can help at all." And a number of people could not get on board with Shay using her age as an excuse to behave the way she did. Moved to a different continent at 17 and got my first apartment. Even with no guidance, I knew not to do this. I'm 23 and have been homeless since I was 18. It is insane to me the things people take for granted. I would never leave this house if it were mine. And some people were simply confused how Demi was able to take the house back in the first place after she had supposedly given it to Shay. I'm confused because you said you gave her the house. How are you now taking it back? But what they missed was that Demi had tried but was never able to get Shay to sign the papers to get her name transferred to the house. As a reminder, Shay began living in the house before they were able to do that, and when Demi reached out to Shay to make it happen, Shay told her she had to think about it. So technically, the home was still legally in Demi's possession. Shay's TikTok account had since been turned to private, and neither she nor Demi has shared anything more on the matter between the two of them. But what about the house? Demi did share an update on it.
I was trying to find, again, the perfect person, and I think I made some mistakes in picking the woman that I had, or maybe in retrospect it didn't seem is right. So I ended up finding this really amazing organization called Manifest Magic, which helps women of color in Clarksville, Tennessee, which is where the house is. They know the area. I spoke to the person that runs the entire association, and they help women in any situation. They do education programs. They needed a resource to help have a place for women to do counseling services or have a kitchen or a safe place to be. I handed over the house, I don't know, a couple weeks back now. So the house is fully owned by this organization called Manifest Magic, and hopefully it goes on to help a ton of women in bad situations.
What a great way to end a rocky situation. What took Demi over 1.5 years to get her hands on. All of the hard work, thought, and care she put into the home for Shay, only for it to be destroyed and then have her name bashed on TikTok? Throughout it all, Demi continued to show grace, and the product of her good intentions will now go on to help women in that community. If you enjoyed this story, consider hitting the like button and subscribing. It's a great way for us to continue creating stories, like this one about an influencer who was kidnapped live on stream, only to be jailed in one of Cambodia's most horrifying prisons a few days later.